Hey guys, and welcome back to my MotoGP 18 career mode and the debut in the Moto2 category. But if you guys did miss how we got to this point, there's a full playlist link down below to how we got through the Red Bull Rookies Cup and also how we got through Moto3 to get to this point. I made a decision in the end. I went for Italtran's racing team, so if you did not see what the options were, then do check out the last episode, which will be linked in the top right hand corner by clicking in the card annotation on your screen. But we are racing with Italtrans on the Calyx chassis, and I'm looking forward to it. We've updated the look of our rider a little bit, so we know we've got a different shade of red on the boots and the gloves. We've got a brand new red 98 number and also a brand new helmet. Just a bit of a change to the look to go a bit more with the bike, and also sticking with the sort of red theme that I wanted to maintain from KTM, which is now a lot more noticeable now that I'm wearing blue. But anyway, rambling aside, it's time for a new season, guys, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, obviously, the bike development reset to 0 with this new machine. We have 0 resource points, so we have to start getting some points away. In terms of the first 2 races, we're going to be racing around Qatar first, and then we're going to go to Argentina. Now, for Qatar, as you'll see, we're going to do a 25% race. We're now going to change that to 35 because we are in Moto2 now. And you know, a lot of you guys want to see me do longer races, so we're going to do a 35% race in Moto2. It's still going to be a full weekend, so we'll do practice, qualifying, and race. I'm going to keep it on 105 because, just like with Moto3 last season, we found out in Qatar that AI were very OP. So I'm just going to leave it at 105 for now. And also, I need to learn the bike. All the other settings are the same, with the new setting being the manual start management being put to on. So I'm going to try and do the manual starts myself, because I saw in the comments some people suggested that maybe I should do them myself because that would give me a better start. So I'm going to try and test it out and put that theory to the test. But other than that, same as always, rider aids, no assists whatsoever except for the auto tuck-in. So hopefully we can have a good season, and I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump into the first qualifying session of the season. Right, time for qualifying. Engine sounds are so much more louder in the paddock now with these bikes compared to the Moto3 ones. I can hear them revving in the background. But anyway, first qualifying of the season, no expectation because I know that AI are OP, so let's just try and take it as it comes. Okay, through the final corner, these Moto2 bikes are definitely much more of a challenge to ride. I've already done some laps in practice to really get a feel for the bike, but definitely I miss the agility of the Moto3 bikes compared to these, but these have so much more power. End of lap 1 though, we do go P2, just a fraction shy of first place, so far, looking pretty good. Okay, end of attempt number 2, I was 8 tenths up the entire lap. 8 tenths sector 1, 8 tenths sector 2, 8 tenths sector 3. But Marquez has since improved his lap time. Do we go faster? No, we don't. We actually lose a lot of time in the final sector there. So that's where my weak point is. So I need to try and work on recovering the lost time through there. Okay, Baldassarri's just gone fastest of anyone. A 2-minute .2. Can we get anywhere nearer? We are fastest in sector 3. Up to the line. And it's a 2:05. So not too bad. Up to P4. Okay, let's see if this attempt is any better. At the moment, everybody's falling off of the bike. Baldassarri has improved to a 2-minute .1. Do we improve? A little bit, but still a 2:04. Okay, this was a pretty good lap. Fastest in every single sector. I thought like my final sector was pretty good that lap. I came back into the pit lane, went back out on fresh tyres. There's no one to get much better than this. If this isn't enough, then... damn it. Just a 10th off. I don't think I can improve anymore. Oh, Jesus. Right into the racing line. I've just taken him out. I was going to say, I don't think I'm going to improve. That was pretty much a perfect lap. I don't think this bike is the quickest, but that's the sort of challenge I signed up for. I didn't want to have the quickest bike, and I'm quite happy with that. I think I'll take that.
That brings an end to the qualifying session for deciding pole. The results that you are looking at now don't just show us the grid positions, they also give us an idea of what the riders will be capable of in tomorrow's race. We are now coming from the starting grid, where everything seems ready. It's always difficult to predict the results of a Moto2 race, but the riders we're seeing right now definitely seem to be the favourites.
This is going to be an interesting race. I'm looking forward to it. It definitely seems like the AI aren't as OP as they were in Moto3, so we can definitely race these guys. And we're in contention for a race win in our first race. Let's see if we can get a good start. The new manual starts. I haven't actually tested them in practice. This is going to be a first time for me. There might be a restart or two if this goes absolutely horribly for me, because I need to know how this works. I know I have to pull the clutch in, but I'm not really sure. I don't know what button it is. I think it's L1, but I'll have to wait and see. Either way, second place, front row. Looking forward to it. Fingers crossed we can have a good start and take it from there. Realistically, I want to try and have a consistent race. If I can finish where I start, I'll be more than happy. Or even if I just took on a podium, that would be enough. I'm thinking I might start with some different tyres though. Because I've increased the race length and also these bikes do use the tyres up a bit more than the Moto3 ones, I might run a hard rear medium front, but I'll see what the options are. Either way, let's get into it. It's time for the race, the first one in our Moto2 career. Right, we're going to try and go for a manual start here. So I've got to hold the clutch in, get first gear engaged, and we are underway in Qatar. I've got the second gear instead of holding it first, and it seems to have worked quite nicely for me. I'm in second place. This isn't too bad. This is quite good, actually. Baldazori's had a great start. We're a little bit wide into turn one, which is going to set us back a bit. A little bit wide on the exit of one as well. So we go into turn two. Got Bagnaia on my outside in the Sky VR46, the team I could have gone to, but decided not to. Alex Marquez, though, and Baldazori lead the way. We're very good out of that, through that kink. Might have a go at Marquez here on the inside. Oh, actually does it. And there we go. We recovered our starting position. Second place. So overall, I consider that a successful start. The early shift to second gear seemed to be the key for me. So I'll definitely stick with that for the next race. End of lap one. So far, so good. We are under pressure from the guys behind. I can definitely notice the harder tyres. A little bit slower, but I think I just need to settle into this race. I think the tyres will come to me later on as well. So far, after 2 laps, I can tell you, I'm glad I went for the harder tyres because my rear tyre is actually going quite a bit to say it's a hard. My front on the medium is almost half worn already. Baldazori is matching his qualifying pace, so he's very much untouchable at the moment. Okay, half race distance, and so far, not too bad. Pace is average at best. I'm struggling for race pace way more than qualifying pace. I think I wish I'd put a hard front tyre on now. Really just struggling to get the bike down for the corners. Okay, that lap was a bit better. I'm a little bit concerned my front tyre is about to go. I don't know if you'll be able to appreciate on the video, but my medium front is toasted. Okay then, on to the last lap of the Grand Prix now. My front tyre is sufficiently gone in terms of what it says on the bottom right. So I feel like my front tyre could tuck up any second at any corner, so I've got to be very careful on this last lap of the Grand Prix. I'm trying to use the rear brake a bit to try and counteract my lack of front end on the bike. Okay, we're looking okay. I think we're going to be fine to hold on to the second place as long as I keep it nice and tidy through these final couple of corners. Tyre wear definitely isn't as bad as Moto3 on these bikes in terms of when the tyre wear strikes and you're near the cliff. You don't feel it that badly, although through there, my front tyre kind of gave up a bit. Alex Marquez is going to try and race me to the line here. I'm going to cover him off though, and we are going to come through to bring it home in second place. So overall, not too bad. I'm quite happy with that. It's a good 18 points to kick off the season, and it's good to get those points on the board, whereas this time last year we had, I think, none. So, yeah, good start for us, and hopefully we have some more pace in Argentina. If the proportion of OPness from the AI is proportional to last season, then in theory I should be really, really quick in Argentina, so there might be an opportunity of me boosting up from 105 to maybe 110 or something like that, or 108. But first of all, we've got to see if the difference in AI performance is actually true or not. But anyway, let's run you through the final race results.
The Parc Fermé is starting to fill up with the stars of the race. Let's take a look at the graphic of the official results of the just finished Moto2 race.
Right, it's qualifying time at Argentina. Practice went well. We look pretty good on the pace, and I'm quite happy with how the bike feels. It's completely different on this bike compared to Moto3, the way the bike goes through the corners. So it's going to be a learning curve, but I'm looking forward to it in this qualifying session. Oh, right on the limit there, right onto the grass. I like my chances around here, though. I enjoy this track quite a bit, especially on these bikes. Once the bigger bikes come into play, it's a really fun lap. But that was a very good opener, in my opinion. That felt pretty good. And across the line, and it is a 41.6. That is a big lap time, and that is already going to be a massive lap time to try and beat. That could be pole on our first attempt. That was that good of a lap. In the end, people actually found a bit of time. It wasn't as clear cut as I thought. I mean, we're still half a second clear, but it was 1.5 up until the last 5 minutes when people suddenly found like a second. So Bagnaia and Baldazori really improved. They also Brad Binder as well. So overall, it's not going to be as much of a landslide as I thought, but it's still pole position, and hopefully you would have seen that entire full lap that I did. I did that one because I wasn't talking, so I thought that'd be quite nice for you guys just to listen to the engine bike sounds instead of just me talking over it. And also, it was my cleanest attempt because even though I went faster on my faster lap, it wasn't really a nice lap. Like the one, I got more satisfaction out the one that was just a 10th off because it was such a nice clean lap. So yeah, you guys have been asking for the lap in the comments, so I thought I'd put one in there for you. But anyway, that was qualifying. Let's move into the race.
It was a long weekend for the Moto2 riders, but finally the showdown is here. We are coming to you from the starting grid. There's just a few minutes to go before the race begins.
Right then, let's get ready for the race at Termas Rio Hondo. This is one track that I do know tyre wear is incredibly aggressive at, so we are going to go ahead and get some tyres which are substantially harder. By harder I mean the absolute hardest. We're going to go on those for the race today. You are going to see me probably run the hardest tyres most times this season because these bikes are just so much more aggressive on the tyres compared to Moto3. But this track especially is going to be at least a minimum hard because I'm really going to need the tyres for the race. But anyway, we start from pole. We knew how to get a good start in the last race. I'm hoping I can try and go for the same sort of method again. Whether it works or not, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to try my best to make sure it works out as good. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's get into the race. So round number 2 for the Argentinian Grand Prix. Right, let's get the assist turned off. Clutch in, first gear. And we are away, and then short shift a second. Tuck in. And that was definitely not as good as Qatar by any means. That is P4 for now. We've definitely held up a few bikes, but we're on the outside, which is not ideal in turn 1. I'm going to try and get the cut back, get past Marcel Schrotter there. Simona Corse up next. And now I've got the pace around here, so I'm not too worried. I mean, the hard time might make a difference in the race. I might be a little bit slower, but based off of qualifying, I have to be optimistic going into the race as I squirm the rear tyre there, just really trying to find some sort of grip on this hard tyre. Schrotter trying to get back past me there, but no way through as we go on the hunt of Simone Corsi in front of us to see if we can try and get past him fairly soon. I feel like I've got the confidence and the pace to make the moves as we break for the hairpin for the first time. I'm going to go a little bit wide, which is going to allow Locatelli past, who is my teammate, I believe. He's in the same bike as me, along with Mattia Piscini. So right now, we're not even the lead Ital Trans bike, so we need to try and get that position back as soon as possible. The lines that are taken compared to the AI are very different around this circuit, as you can see there, just sort of cutting back underneath Locatelli there. And then on the power as well, I get a much weirder exit, but I'm going to be on the inside line for this next left-hander as we've got on the brakes. And there we go, we're on to that position, nicely done. And we're now back up into P5. Let's see if we can try and actually chase down Simone Corsi here. Very long race, this one, 8-lap race. Obviously the 35% now paying dividends and making a big difference to the race distances. So we've got plenty of time to make the move, so I don't have to really rush into anything. I've got to just take my time and make my calculations accordingly and not rush into any overtakes. It's taken a while, but I'm just starting to find my rhythm now on this hard tyre, and I'm really starting to put the pressure on Simone Corsi here, so maybe we can try and line him up for a move fairly soon here as we get very close to the Italian rider. Going to get some good exit speed through here, burning on the rear tyre, but I'm definitely knocking on the door, and the move should happen any second, hopefully. I mean, I'm feeling incredibly racy as I get a lovely run through there. A little bit of a wheelie for good measure on the exit, but I need to get this move done now as we go on to lap 4 as I get a huge little slide there. Not Quattraro, that's the guy who won the race in real life recently. Baldassarri is really running away over at the front, so I need to make the moves now as we break late for the penultimate corner on the power nice and early. Feeding it through the kink. Great exit, and there we go. We're going to get a massive run on Corsi. We're just going to power past him before the first corner, and we're up into P4. So right now, exactly what we need. We just keep going, but Corsi, though, back up my inside, not letting me go. This is annoying. I need to make these moves stick first time of asking. All this constant switching back is not ideal, so we need to make the move as we go up the inside of Simone Corsi again here into turn 2, and there we go. Hopefully this time I can make that one stick. 42.5, that's our personal best. Lap time's improving. We're catching up to Jorge Navarro here, so we might be able to make a move fairly soon, maybe into turn 2 like we did on Simone Corsi on the last lap. Just trying to get the power down. Maybe not this lap, we are a little bit too far away just yet for turn 2, but yeah, maybe it might be able to happen into the hairpin possibly. We just set a personal best, and we're now catching up to Jorge Navarro here. And we're now coming to the part of the track where I'm very quick, so this could be a very easy, straightforward move as I stumble over my words there. I'm actually having to really concentrate on this Moto2 bike because it's so precise. If you overdo it that little bit, you're just going to hit the deck, so I have to be careful as I go very hot on the inside of Navarro there. Just way too much speed coming to that corner, and I couldn't get the bike so down, but we have got a good exit, and I'm still very strong through this section. If I can just bring it down for the apex here, nose down, there we go, very nicely done. Gonna try and open up the line a bit, switch back underneath, 4th gear, a little bit of curbing action, on the power. Very wide. This is incredibly close, but we are getting there. We're knocking on the door of a podium. I'm going to try and get the switchback line into the penultimate corner. Didn't quite work out, but I know I'm good for this final kink if I get it right. Oh, whew. Right, okay. Back end really letting go of me there as we just come short of matching our personal best. Lap 6 of 8. Tyres are holding on. Rear's holding on fine. The front is starting to go. So I need to make this move before my front tyre goes. Okay, once again very close. Let's see if this time we can actually get the kink a bit better, a little bit cleaner. And yes we do, onto the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. I'm knocking on the door of Navarro, just can't really make the move stick here. I'm very late to turn 1 though, I've got to be careful. Front tyre now is pretty much gone, so with that in mind I've got to be very careful with how late I brake and how much I attack the corners. Turn 2, tempted. He's leaving the door open on the entry and I really want that overtake, but struggling at the minute through the kink. Are we close enough? Yes we are, this could be the one actually. I've had a lovely run through the kink, picking up a slipstream now in the back straight. We're going to have a massive amount of time to get the overspeed on the straight line. There we go, pulling to the inside. We're going to keep it on the inside. Braking late for the hairpin. Make sure we don't tuck in the front, because otherwise that's going to be disaster for us. Navarro back on the inside, but we managed to do a good old block pass. And we've managed to get that third place. So, very nice move. I'll be happy to finish here because I definitely haven't had the race leader's pace. So, if I can finish here, that'd be good news. Oh, fastest lap. Wow, so we're just sort of coming alive here in the closing stages. I can actually see Bagnaia a lot closer, but I think it's too late now. Last lap of the Grand Prix. Maybe my double hard tyres coming into play a little bit, and the AI are now struggling, but I think it's too late. Here we go then into the final couple of corners on the final lap of the Grand Prix. It's been a good race. I've enjoyed it. Proper challenge, and I think I'm going to stick with 105 AI because it's the right balance in qualifying and race, so I'm not going to complain. We get another podium, so that's 2 for this episode. And that's pretty good. That's a good solid points haul. And we are the top scorers within our team. If we're talking about qualifying, I could probably run maybe like 108 maybe so far after 2 races. I mean, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. Even then, I mean, the Qatar we didn't get pole. So, you know, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. But in terms of the race, I'm happy with 105 because that's more or less where the pace is. So, yeah, I'm not going to complain. Overall, a very good opening episode for us in Moto2, and we're now going to run you through the final race results.
While the Parc Ferme starts to fill up with the stars of the race, we're going to take a look at the Moto2 race final ranking.
And there you have it. Baldassarri picks up the win. Bagnaia gets second, and we run up the podium, but we do bring home the fastest lap, so not too shabby. Ultimately, we did have 1 lap pace, but race pace let us down. Especially at the start, you know, I think the double hards maybe struggled a bit, and that's something I might have to try and work around to get used to because the AI seem to be running double softs and they fade away as the race goes on and I get stronger. I just need to try and be a little bit stronger in that opening stage of the Grand Prix. But in terms of the Riders' Championship, you can see we are in second place, 14 points behind Baldassarri, who's got a perfect 50 after starting off both races absolutely perfectly for him. But overall, I can't complain. Second place is much better than I expected. And as you can see, our teammates, if we scroll down a little bit here, our first teammate is Pacini in P12 and Locatelli in 13th, both of them on 10 points. So if we look at it that way, we're doing pretty well for ourselves. But now let's move into the first upgrades of the season. Right, then we have 15,280 points to work with. So let's have a look and see what we have. There's no engine because in Moto2 I believe all the engines are capped. So we have to work in other areas. And I think one of them is going to have to be the frame. Straight away, you can see the upgrades are much more expensive than they were in Moto3. So in this episode, we can only actually do 1 because we're not going to have enough for 2. So it's going to be one of these 2, lean or stiffness, and I think it's going to be probably, I want to say stiffness because I want to make the bike a little bit quicker when I'm steering it around. So that's going to be the first one we get. We have 7,400 points to spend in the next episode. Every upgrade is worth the same amount of points, so there's not going to be no difference here in terms of what I can purchase. So it's not a big thing. Those points just go into the bank and they get saved away for the next episode. But anyway, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this opening episode of the Moto2 Championship. And if you have, then please do drop a like on the video. Let's try and smash 150 likes for my Moto2 debut. If you're not here, please do get subscribed for daily MotoGP and Formula 1 content and turn notifications to not miss a single upload from me. And finally, do check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Goodbye.